Hi, this is Roger from Kanga Labs, and in our today's issue of the M Show, what every maker should have one of, it's about insulating. And well, most of us use either this PVC type of tape to insulate cables, wires, and so on. But in my experience, this is not a very good idea. Simply because after sometimes the adhesive in the PVC tape becomes no longer, it doesn't glue very good for extended times. So when it comes to isolating or insulating, especially mains connected wires or cables, this is not a very good idea. And especially also because if you have any sharp edges in the pieces that you want to isolate or insulate, then they will stick out in the end. Concerning the long-term adhesiveness, duct tape is a little better than this simple Scotch tape or PVC tape. But in the end, it's also not the right way to do it. One way most of you will know is with heat shrink tubing, like in this set which we have available at our shop, and what's also convenient are the different colors. But it doesn't fit and doesn't work for all kinds of different isolating work you have to do, but there is one really ingenious, let's call it liquid, also one of the what I call wonder medicines, and that is a Plasti Dip. It comes from the USA, is around for about 10 years now, and it's really a way how you can insulate any kind of electrical or electronics in a really super good way. And I'll show you an example in a minute. It's a kind of, it has the consistency a bit like of honey. It comes in two basic types. The one, both have the same chemical inside. The one, the Plasti Dip original, is for really dipping your pieces into the can, and the other, which is called liquid tape, it comes with a kind of brush in the upper lid, and thereby you can kind of paint or brush your pieces like cables, wires, etc. With the brush. So every maker should have a can at least of either Plasti Dip or liquid tape or both. And now I'll show you a piece of hardware from at home. I once had to needed a variable current source which went up to 400 volts. And therefore I did what you should never do. I used mains voltage with a full bridge rectifier, a capacitor, and then a potentiometer, which of course is not rated for mains voltage, but anyway it has a plastic shaft. And well, this of course is very dangerous when you touch it, because one side is always directly connected with the mains face. And now let's see with the supply of Plasti Dip that we have here at the lab how you can apply it. As you see, it has really the consistency of honey. It is said to have only a shelf life of 6 months after once opening it, but this can here is around 2 years old, so it sits around at room temperature and not in the freezer. So it still it's still working. So don't worry about buying every 6 months a new can. It in reality lasts much longer. And you just can use it like with a little wood or plastic stick as I use it here and apply a thick layer over all parts that should be isolated. And it takes about at least 2 hours to fully dry. You should better do it overnight or let it dry overnight. You can accelerate the drying process a little bit by using a hairdryer or your hot air gun, but be a little bit cautious not to let it get too warm. Of course, this doesn't look nice as I do it here while talking and looking into the camera screen at the same time. But anyway, you can see how it works, and it gives a thick insulating, even high voltage insulating layer. There are really a lot of applications, even if you turn around and want to insulate the side of the PCB, of this perf board PCB, where the traces, it are not traces, it are the component leads that I've soldered together. And it's really, the end result is really perfect, not in the sense of outer appearance, but in the sense of the kind of isolation you can achieve with it. And well, just you can also, of course, if you want to still have a better insulation, you can put 2 or more layers. After one layer has dried, you can apply a second or third layer of Plasti Dip. And in the end, your whole, if you want to, your whole circuit can be covered. It's kind of a conformal coating, and all the sharp parts of the component leads that are, or of the wired solder joints that are sticking out, they will finally vanish when you apply a second layer beneath this. In the end, still flexible. It's still, if it has dried up, it's still flexible. It's resistant to nearly all chemicals. It's really the best thing I ever got hold of when it comes to insulating or isolating. I don't know the exact English expression. So every maker should really have a can of Plasti Dip and or liquid tape as an alternative, and you will find really numerous uses and applications for this material, for this chemical. And well, that was it for today. Short introduction, if you didn't know it already, to Plasti Dip and liquid tape, made in the USA and sold by Kanka Labs. So that was it. Bye from Roger, bye from Kanka Labs. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next time.